Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Today you find us in Eyemouth. Now we're currently staying at the holiday park here in the town, but that's going to be in another video where I show you all about the caravan we're staying in and the rest of the site facilities. But today we're off out to explore the town of Eyemouth, and I'll share with you our little travels to Eyemouth, and you can make up your mind and see if it's a town in the borders you'd like to visit too. So the caravan park behind me there, next to the Coast Guard's house, it stands on the headland here at the top of the town. There's an old fort up there and we'll take a look at that later, but for now we're going to head into the town and show you around there. So we're just walking along the promenade here in Eyemouth. We've got a lovely little beach here. It's not the biggest beach in the world, but it's nice and clean. Nice fine sand on it as well. So it should be family friendly in the summer. I think it's still a little bit cold. We're filming this in April. It's a little bit of an overcast day as well. Weather does promise to get the sun out, but at least it's not typically Scottish and raining. So as you can see, if we're looking this direction, there's the caravan park up on the cliff top there. As I say, that's the fort, or the site of the fort, on the top of that cliff there, and we'll take a look at that later on.
This is the Widows and Bairns sculpture to commemorate those left behind when the Euroclydon hit the coast, leaving 73 widows, 351 fatherless children in Eyemouth alone. Friday, 14th of October 1881 is the day locally known as Black Friday and remains the UK's largest fishing disaster to date.
So that's the old cobble house. It used to be an old upturned boat used for storage, currently used by the rowing club, and we've got a nice modern building over the other side just as a contrast. We'll go and head over and see if we can spot a couple of the seals. Not sure if you can just make that out on the left side of the picture, as well as the seagulls. We've got what looks like eider ducks. So if you want to feed the seals, come and see this chap here. He's open from like 11 till 5 on a Saturday, and yeah, you can use what's a bit like a fishing rod, a piece of fish on the end, dangle it over the side and feed the seals that hang around in the harbour here. So Eyemouth is definitely a working harbour. Plenty of fishing boats moored here during the low tide, head out to sea, high tide, and go fishing. And there is a fishmongers here as well, so you can buy fish straight off the boat. which is really nice to see, and hopefully most of that fish ends up in local restaurants. It'd be a shame if it didn't, as it keeps the fishing community alive here in Eyemouth. So over on the other side of the harbour is Gunner's Greenhouse. Now that was built by a local merchant called John Nisbit, and supposedly he used his front as a local businessman to hide what he was really up to, which was a lot of smuggling. So this is the fish merchant I was on about, and I've lost Mrs. Out and About with Andy in there. She'll no doubt be looking for some langoustines or something like that. So we've got another swan on the river there. One apparently of a breeding pair that inhabit Eyemouth. I tell you what, you wouldn't want to be stood here right now. Not for the views, but these lobster pots and all this fishing gear is very, very pungent. And yeah, good job you don't have smelly vision. One thing you're not short of in Eyemouth are places to eat. This is the Ship, and we've eaten here before on our previous visits to Eyemouth and weren't disappointed in any of the things we ordered from here. So you can't come to the coast and not have fish and chips. So that's what we're going to order. Just sent Mrs. Out and About with Andy in there with my credit card. A dangerous move perhaps, but hopefully she's going to come out with haddock and chips, and we're going to sit out and enjoy eating that just over the road. So here we go, the big reveal. Lovely huge piece of fish there and plenty of chips. Looking forward to getting stuck into this. So guys, you get stuck into this fish and chips before the seagulls come and get it, because they're already prowling around and eyeing up what I've got to eat. So folks, we've got haddock here. I'll just show you it there. Hopefully the camera will focus. And yeah, very tasty, very good. And I'm going to get this eaten and I'll let you know what I think afterwards. So guys, I've got to say, they were some of the best fish and chips I've had in a long while. The fish was haddock, which is a change because normally we just have cod, but the haddock was pleasant, it was really nice. The batter was amazing, really nice and crispy. The chips, nice sized chips, and again, they were pretty good. So yeah, I think that was not too bad to eat out, and we ate out there in the benches that the fish and chip shop provides there. I think that cost us, I think it's $12.95, something like that, for the fish and chips. Wasn't a bad deal at all, and if you come to Eyemouth, I'd highly recommend them. They are rated as one of the best fish and chip shops here in Eyemouth, and yeah, you can see why. So we're just going to have a wander up to the mouth of the Eye and see if we can spot some of the otters that are reputed to live here in Eyemouth. So we've got seals, otters, we've got the swans, which we've already seen, and yeah, out to sea, marine life wise, pods of dolphins, quite numerous out there apparently. So don't think we're going to see them, but hopefully we'll see if we can try and spot an otter. Something else you can do if you're here in Eyemouth, go on the Eyemouth Rib, which takes you up to St Ives, I haven't got a hope in hell of getting Mrs. out and about with Andy on one of them. So this is the River Eye, which flows into Eyemouth, into the harbour, and then out to sea. And supposedly you can occasionally see otters here. I can't spot the swans. It looks like we've got one on the nest. We'll go and cross that bridge, I think, and see what's on that side. So no otter sightings so far, however we did see the swans on the nest there, and as I approached the nest, well, keep me in distance, obviously don't want to interfere, but the male swan came across from one side of the river to the other to clearly get ready to remonstrate with me if I got any closer. So now we're going to head into the town centre itself and show you what's about in Eyemouth town centre. So Eyemouth has some fantastic old buildings, like this one behind me here. And if you spin you around, show you a museum here in Eyemouth, which again is a fantastic building. There we go. It's Eyemouth Museum there behind me. So if you saw the teaser I dropped on YouTube, the image of Willie Spears here. Now he led a revolution for the fishermen against the church, because they were, as he saw it, unfairly taxing the fishermen, and he caused a massive revolt, and went down in local folklore as helping the common man against the tyranny of the church. So this shop is probably right up my street for the type of things it sells. Loving that John Dory at the back there. We've got a manta ray, a lobster, we've got a diving gannet there, and of course there's fantastic sailfish. I've got hermit crabs there. Got another seahorse here. Not sure what that fish is there with the, but it's pretty cool. We've got a bizarre looking puffin there. Small birds, a whale, and we've got a fantastic little blue tit here as well. Mrs. Andy's just suggested this may be a sailor can. They're all made with recycled materials found on the beach. So behind me we've got the memorial stone to all of those lost in 1881 in the disaster that happened off the shores in Eyemouth. Now we've got also gravestones here, so I'm not sure whether it was a disused churchyard or these are the people who lost their lives and they're all buried here. But it's kind of like a memorial garden now, and quite sad, but at least they're remembered. So I did say that we will go and check out where the old fort was, and we're going to head over that way now, just picking up some of the absolutely fantastic scenery along this coastal path here around the caravan park. So guys, if you want to find the fort and you're heading from the town centre, you come up the bank towards the caravan site, but pick up the path near the Coast Guard's station. Pick up the coastal path up there. You notice this fence that runs along, and then we'll turn around. You can see here, you've got a nice signpost here for Eyemouth Fort, and we'll just follow this path up here. So thankfully, they've created an illustration of what the fort would have looked like. Now, it was both an English fort, and then, as you can see from this detail, the French took it over 7 years after the English left. If you want to go and find out more, there's more about it in the Eyemouth Museum. But if you come up here, there is literally nothing left. So it's handy to have this illustration of what it might have looked like. You do, of course, get an absolutely fantastic view of the town from up here. A low tide at the moment, so all of these rocks are nicely exposed. The beach a little bit bigger than it was this morning when we walked along. And yeah, absolutely fantastic view. So guys, I don't know if you can just see ahead of us in the distance, there are two cannons on the headland there. We'll go and take a look at those. But as you can see, this area would have been the fort, and literally there isn't anything to see up here. But as I say, you do get fantastic views from up here. So yeah, there we've got the guns. What a view you get from this cliff top. So folks, the only real evidence of this being a fort or anything like that are these two cannons here. I don't even know if they are of the correct era, but certainly they look the part up here on this bit of headland. So guys, that kind of wraps up our little look around Eyemouth today, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you do, as ever, smash the like button, and yeah, why not subscribe to the channel? I do a lot of travel content both here in the UK and abroad, so yeah, there's always something for you to get yourself out and about and see more of this country and the world. So catch you in the next video. Bye for now.